Welcome to Galaxy on Fire, the podcast where we explore the far reaches of the Star Wars universe. From lightsabers to blasters, and the heroes and villains that define a galaxy. Get ready for a journey through the stars. It's time to ignite the hyperdrive and dive into Galaxy on Fire. Our last session, it finished with a bang, quite literally. As a bunch of miscreants try foiled assassination attempts on the Queen Regent. And thank goodness you were on the platform and you managed to subdue and eliminate the criminals by various means. Dr. Mary did this very impressive display of martial arts and close quarter combat execution, but also something else happened, which is one of you use in a fully open space with no intention of being discreet, a force power. Now, force is one of those things that for some time in the galaxy, at least in your portion of the galaxy, has been somewhat an element of myth and wonder. Throughout the stories of the rebellion, people have heard of Luke Skywalker, the Jedi Knight that fights alongside this new republic or the rebellion back in those days. That has brought back this certain status and an aura of mysticism, the Force users, which seem to be appearing left, right, and center. So as the smoke clears out from the platform and the emergency droids pop down from the sky and start spraying foam on the Corvette that is laying in flames. And it's such a pity because it was such a pretty ship. And there is another emergency team of pitbots that are climbing on each other, dislodging the warhead that didn't detonate from inside your ship, Vasia. And you don't know what's more painful, the hole that has been poked at the plating of your ship or the hole that you actually have in your gut. It's quite uncomfortable. Ship first, guts later. Okay.
They'll buff out too, Sharon.
We'll fix that, don't worry.
So they give you the galactic version of the Green Whistle. As this is happening, one of the security team members from the Hikontra team approaches you, the group of you, minus Vasia, who has been carted out by medical droids.
I think I'd probably be going with Vazia actually to tend to her as the ship's doctor.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So it's Amaya and Ransai. You are walking a little bit behind them, and one of the security members, a man of average height, but with reddish skin and these small protrusions on the side of his face, says, "A moment, if I may."
Of course. How can we assist?
Mm-hmm.
When we asked you if you had something to declare, I believe that you may have failed me to mention that you are a Force user.
Sorry, I didn't realize that was declarable. It certainly wasn't in our briefing packs. And
Well, that is explained because you are not native, but any foreign Force users are mandated to be patronated whence they came from. In Hikuntra, all the Force users are an extension of the state.
well, just as well I'm not part of your establishment. I'm part of the New Republic.
That may be, but you are within our borders, therefore you need to be registered.
Let me have a chat with the senator about this.
It's not a matter of conversation, madam.
Very well. However, let's talk about the great big rancor in the room. Who were those people who just attacked us?
That is not of your concern, and the attack was not directed to you.
I would beg to differ, sir.
If I may,
Please.
please do not follow in the footsteps of your predecessors, who tend to be nosy and believe that the universe revolves around them. It ended rather bad for them.
I thought it was a disease in the atmosphere.
No, I'm pretty sure that it was quite clear why they died. En masse, by the way. Have a good day.
Interesting.
She just sits there and folds her arms like, this is very interesting, Renzo.
It's a bit disturbing.
Yes. Never said when
That
I'll
is
be
unreal.
registering. He never gave me a
Yes.
timeline.
Yep.
Let's go
And
figure
how
it
are they expecting to police who has force powers and who doesn't?
This is the Empire. They certainly have ways and means. I want to ask some questions about these people who attacked us. Why? But maybe not such a public place. What do you say?
Yes, I think we need to do some investigation. Investigate?
So, now, there is a
Nope.
short cutscene as you guys get carted out of the platform. You notice that there is a fair bit of security surrounding you. Nothing compared to what was on the platform, which was purely ceremonial. These guys are pretty much in riot gear. And you can even see a couple of drones just above you, one doing an advance and the other one just covering your rear.
Are they scared of us?
Well, wouldn't you like to know? Let's see what you can figure out, my friend. So, how about make me a vigilance roll? The difficulty of the vigilance roll is 3 purple. Actually, before we start throwing dice again, let's generate your force pool for the night.
Sure.
So everybody, please roll me 1 force die.
Ooh, 2 lights. 2 lights from Sharon
Okay.
too. 1 dark. Oh yes, another 2 lights.
Look at you. 6 light die and 1 dark side point.
So it's you, Jared.
You guys are disgusting.
Bring the dice.
Disgusting.
We're dripping with good. What can I say?
You disgust me, people. Oh no.
We'll try and give you some cannon fodder, alright?
Other than my ship.
Or your stomach.
Do not worry, my sweetling. So, vigilance, please.
Yes.
Difficulty is 3 purples.
Yep.
And a disadvantage. So 1 black too, because you got culture.
Mean. Oh, failed. 3 failed, but 1 advantage.
Would you like
Do you
to
want
give
me-
that advantage to one of your companions?
I think that's a good idea.
Okay. So, to whom are you giving that advantage for?
I'm going to give it to Rensei.
Okay.
Alright. 1 sec. So you have 1 blue.
Alright. So do I roll advantage? Have vigilance?
You roll for a difficulty of 3 purples
Right.
and 1 black, but you have 1 blue die that Amaya has granted.
Success. 1 success, 2 advantages.
And that was a lot of dice.
Okay.
Constant vigilance.
1 success, 2 advantages. You notice something, and basically the only reason why you notice it is because you actually were one of the masses for a long time. You know, one of many. So you actually can read the room. This room is scared. People is scared, but they're not scared of you. There is definitely something about your body as extended elements that it's scaring them, but also it's creating a fair bit of resentment, or it has created resentment. You can see the glare in people's eyes, how some of them unabashedly just spit as they see the parade go by. So it's quite bizarre, because for all purposes, you guys have really no pull here. So there is something afoot, but it seems that you need a bit more information to figure out what it is.
We will move where they tell us to move and just no sudden movements.
So this commander that has been with you guys since the platform takes all of you to a small compound, and he says, yes, well, Since we used to have de facto relations with your predecessors, and in a manner of speaking, you still represent the same interests, the Council has thought appropriate to grant you the temporary tenancy of the embassy building. And he points in the direction of the building, and you see this gray cube, very imperial-like style, with the big cogwheel that is being taken down. But you know when something has been hanging for a long time and it creates this patina and like sort of embossed? Yeah. And they just take that, the droids, and look at the wall, look at the thing, and they just float away. So without being the Imperial Embassy anymore, it's still the Imperial Embassy. And Lida is like, oh, see, you see how her face drops. It's like, oh, thank you. That is so thoughtful of you. Thank you. Just out of curiosity, is there any complement of droids that are still? Oh, yeah. We haven't taken anything. They at some point your predecessors just closed it down and took off, and they didn't even arm the security systems, so everything is as it was left. And Lida looks in your direction, and like, if Marcia was around, probably I would tell her to have a look at the droids and the systems and see if there is anything strange, but I trust that some of you may know your way around machinery and computers.
We can certainly try, but Vazio is the best of us.
Yeah.
Or maybe we should be getting her back into the fray as soon as we can. Hey, I can quickly patch her up if need be.
Yeah.
Get her there.
She rubs her forehead. Like, oh, that is... And she pulls out a data pad. There is a person that may be able to assist us. It was one of our native contacts that was reported in the first expedition. His name is Baris Pretand. If you can touch base with him and ask him if he can come over, that would be great. At least we can wipe down the memories of all the droids and make sure that none of them try to stab us or choke us with a pillow whilst we sleep.
Don't suspect they would do anything quite so bold, after all.
They're Imperial remnants. Not really sure if you understand the sort of trap that we may be walking into without knowing.
Understood.
Can't be trusted.
Hopefully we'll get Fuzzy back very quickly.
So, Basia, you have been thrown out into a Bacta tank. The medical officer in charge of the Bacta tank is one of those T1B droids. Hello, I am T1B, medical droid. Would you be the physician in attendance?
That's correct. Yep, that's right. I'm here to look after her special
Can you
needs.
please direct the mode of treatment?
Look, absolutely. Let's get her into the back to tank and see if we can heal her up as quickly as we can.
Yeah.
After I quickly examine her first.
They drop her. They fix her one of those rebreathers and drop her in the goo. Basia, you have had blaster wounds, but more like in the category of flesh wounds, or nothing that requires full immersion. The best description for this, it's uncomfortable. It's like being thrown into a pool of jelly.
Ooh.
or a tube full of aloe vera. Probably that's more apt.
Oh, that slimy. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're there bobbing, and you can see through a plexiglass Mary talking with the android, and the android is tapping some things in the console, and then you feel a slight discharge of electricity, not unpleasurable. It's actually a bit relaxing, and the cycle of treatment gets activated. So, Dr. Mary, please roll me a medicine roll to see how this goes.
Now, how injured are you out of your wound threshold?
I think it's 4.
Yeah, I'm down to 4.
So 4 out of, what's the total?
11.
11. So I think that makes it 2 purple, doesn't it? Because you're not beyond the threshold, so it's a sort of
Yeah.
average check. Yeah. Look, I might flip 1 just to sort of be extra
Yep, that's fine.
attentive to your needs. Let's see how you go.
Look at that. That's a good roll.
So
Oh.
3
Successes.
successes,
Oh.
1 advantage.
Nice.
So you also get so you get 4. Sorry, 3. So you get 6 wounds back because of my surgeon talents. So and then for your advantage, you can heal a strain or something. Or
I don't think nobody got strained last time.
I got a little bit. I was
So-
just going to say, normally at the end of a scene, you can
you
roll
did.
to recover strain. Yeah, so I might just quickly do that now.
Yep.
All right. So takes off a couple. I might use that other advantage so it takes me back to 1 strain.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So you're sort of well on the way to recovery. I think in the back to tank you get back 2 wounds for every 2 hours that you're there. So you probably just need to spend a couple more hours to get fully back on track. Or you can come out now and we can sort of just tend to as you go if you're feeling a rush to get moving.
I've only got 1 wound, so that's what I need another hour in the tank. We'll manage.
Yeah. Probably good to take a little bit of time.
Yeah. So all out, you're like an afternoon. The afternoon of your first day, you spend it in the tank.
It's not the
Plotting
dry
revenge.
And you notice that there seems to be an endless amount of medical students that come and look at you. Oh, and ask things about to the attending droid or Dr. Mary, like, oh, is that common in your physiology? She has short liku and they appear of certain taxonomical way, and you can overhear them to your headset. And the subject of the conversation is you, but you seen as a meat puppet. It's like, why is her skin bluish? The varieties that we have tend more towards green or earth or blah 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 blah. So if you're a scientist and involved in anthropological studies, that sort of stuff, might be riveting. But you're like, tell me now, how do you put music on this thing? After several minutes of silence, you hear a small burst of static through your headset, and then an unfamiliar voice calls your name softly. Cianeso. Well. I got a job for you. You have been quietly recommended by some mutual friends from Nashara. I got a parcel that requires some movement.
Nod to indicate that she's heard, but
Very good.
in a tank after all.
Yes. The voice chuckles slightly. Said, come and find me at the Wild Eye in the Red Light District. Bring company if you want. The more the merrier.
I think Dr. Mary says, it sounds like you might need some backup on this one. I'll come along if you'll have me.
Not again.
I understand it's a lot while you're recovering. Hey?
Yep. So yeah, it's like, oh, Dr. Mary, I believe that the treatment cycle has been completed for your patient. She is ready to be discharged.
Very good. Thank you, droid.
Comes the claw. Pulls you out like a plush toy, but this claw actually works. Drops you in a medical gurney, and they sort of steam you quite gently, and they offer you the equivalent of a space paper robe.
Yeah.
One of the medical students is like,
Take the photo.
and then they scurry all up. Jared, you have received in your do you have a comlink or a data pad or any of the likes?
Yeah.
So in your comlink, you have received a communication from Lida advising you that they have been sent to the embassy building and that she has organized for a rickshaw to pick you guys up once the treatment cycle is finished. So all what you have to do is just send a notification and the rickshaw will come and pick you up.
I'd say Vazia, the senator wants us to return to the embassy, but I wonder if you prefer, we could discreetly deal with your matter first. I'll leave it to you.
I think I want to check on the state of my ship.
Sure.
And my jacket. It's my favorite jacket.
Your jacket has a hole,
Oh,
so so we might have to go shopping at some point. And yep, regarding your ship, what would you like to know?
How extensive the damage is.
It's
Who's
not
paying for
catastrophic.
repairs?
It's not catastrophic because these happen in one of the governmental properties. They will take responsibility of the repairs because it's a matter of pride, but also it's a major oversight, and you guys have a diplomatic status. So despite the abruptness of their costume, it seems that they actually have interest in having some relations with you. What they also advise is that it may be a bit longer than usual repairs, as your technology is slightly different to their technology.
Just gonna give them a list of places to stay out of on the ship. Like, stay out of my quarters, stay out of here, stay out of here.
They not.
Don't touch this. I finally got it working right.
The chief engineer, which is an Ithorian, nods. Okay. Would you like to put this in writing?
Actually, yes, I would. Is that okay?
Yeah. Okay. Excellent.
Thank you. Start scrolling
okay.
down.
Yep. Fancy pen and paper.
Oh, and if you find oh no, never mind. It's okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep, I see that you have finished with your list.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. Have a good day. We'll let you know when it's ready.
Thank you.
Not a problem. And as you are walking off, the camera can see how he hands it out to one of the pit droids, and the pit droid just and then hits the page. Leave no stone unturned in this ship. After checking on your ship, that seems that it's going to leave. Where are you guys going?
To the embassy or
to the embassy?
Yeah.
Or are you
Should we go to the
going to
embassy
go
and
for your connect?
should probably check in with the ambassador first?
That sounds
Because
about right. I mean,
he
it's
will
not a bad
notice
idea
if
to
we've
check with your boss.
detour and maybe
Yeah.
sneak out tonight to take in the sight.
Cool. So you head out to the embassy. So you guys don't have the same amount of guards with you as the other team was coming, which actually allows you to get a better view of the city. And the city is gorgeous. It has these huge arcologies that have synergies of steel plate with terraces that are full of orchards and open air gardens. And the people actually looks happy, which is quite a change from Coruscant, where everybody just looks grumpy and a bit over everything. However, make a vigilance check, both of you. And it's a hard check, but you guys have no black dice.
Ooh, check failed for Mary.
not very vigilant?
Oh, for both of you
Right.
two. No.
Overawed by the newness of it all.
No.
I see nothing.
And actually, there is one threat in play. Interesting. Okay.
Wow, would you look at that amazing building? You know, all these,
Oh, what do you think those fruit are?
yeah.
Try that?
Poison.
Yes.
Don't eat the pies.
So you guys arrive after a short trip. The rickshaw just drops you in front of the embassy, and is one of these gray boxy buildings that seem like a cartoon copy of the old architecture from Coruscant. And you see that there is a space where they recently removed the Imperial logo, but it's still etched in the wall. Probably it's going to need like a power hose or something like that.
Nice, they seem to have spruced up the place.
It needs some pink.
Yes, it does. Vazia, you're back.
Yes.
Yeah.
And healed.
Well, actor.
Amelia's fresh.
Oh, good.
So that's excellent news. Thank you,
Except
Dr.
for
Hills.
Vita.
Pleasure, as always. How are we fixed here at the embassy? How do things look?
Let's just say things are a little bit interesting right about
There's
now.
there's remnants of our predecessors, pre-predecessors. We're wondering if you wanted to have a bit of a poke around, see what you can find.
So
Not
as
exactly
you guys are having a chit chat, having a chat there, you see that comes one of the guards escorting a Duros male,
Not seen one of those
and
before.
it's a Duros type person. Usually the Duros that you've seen, they have bigger eyes and they're more red. Body type, it's a sub variation of a Duros genotype. And I said, sees Basia like, oh, darling, I love your style. You practically glow. Love it.
Thank you.
Now, would any of you know where are the nefarious droids that I have to wipe down?
Oh, in the embassy.
Oh, duh.
Of course, we can certainly show you the way. Obviously, you know what you're doing, which is better than what we do.
You been around here long?
Flattery will get you everywhere, darling.
That's a good
Now,
start.
shall we?
Of course. Walk this way.
And as you guys are going, he starts rummaging in his rucksack. Pulls out a data pad and set of connectors, and you guys get to what is sort of the engineering bay and where the recharge ports for all the droids. And he starts working on the droids. Basically, he just puts the diets on them and just run a program and sat them and checks them that they're okay, and then he activates them for operation. And there's a number of droids, so he looks at you and like, unless you want to see me do this again and again about a dozen times, well, you might want to go and do something different.
I will.
I can recommend you a couple of places to go and have a drink.
I could be swayed, but I'm wondering,
Very well.
Maya's going to just lean against the counter and fold her arms across her chest. And she goes, well, so you've been here long, have you?
Most of my life, yes.
Where do you come from originally?
Oh, I'm not really sure. The ship where I was affected by something whilst navigating on deep space, and I think we must have been in deep space for a long, long time because we were in stasis capsules. So a lot of the people that was with me died, but we were lucky enough to be close to the system, and the Long Reach patrols located us before we were too close to one of the nearby black holes. So they brought the ship in, and we were offered the possibility of staying and making a life here. And this was, well, I believe the Empire was already here, or what you call the Empire. It was just another embassy for us. The only embassy, mind you, has, if there's anything close by, we really don't know. And that was pretty much it. I happened to discover that I had a talent for mechanics, and here I am. I had access to materials from your portion of the galaxy, so I self-educated myself in how to operate with them. Hence, I was the go-to person for assisting the embassy, well, the former embassy staff in these sort of matters.
Well, seems you've done quite well for yourself.
Mm,
And
I think I have a good life.
I'm sorry, I didn't get your name before.
Ah, yes, Varys.
Ah, you're Barris.
Yes,
Barris,
I'm Varys Pretend.
pleasure to meet you.
Yes, and what's your name, darling?
Amaya. Maya Saracen.
Maya. Maya Saracen. Yeah, very well, Maya. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Um,
Can I ask you one thing further?
oh, well, you're full of questions, are you?
Come to the territory, I'm
This is
afraid.
not going to be one of those quick jobs with with the strong, brooding, silent type that I'm used to.
As you said, you had 12
No,
droids or so. I'm sure I can
yeah,
keep you of use for a while.
okay. Let's see how this goes. Yep. What would you like to know? No, what are you pondering about?
Obviously, being new to this area, we have certain gaps in our knowledge. So, I'm sure you know about this attack that took place a few hours ago.
Like what are you talking about?
The one where the ambassador's ship was destroyed and...
Oh, I heard nothing about this.
No?
Very interesting.
Would you know why someone would shout death to the Republic when they were firing upon the ships?
Ah,
What does this mean to
probably
you?
because you're a bit of a strange beast.
Strange? I try not to be.
Well, but you are. You depose the rightful regime that governed most of the known galaxy for several decades. And you don't really have a plan,
We're doing the best we can with what we've got.
right? It's that's supposed to be confidence inspiring because it's really not.
The New Republic strives to be far better to its citizens than the Empire ever was. Everyone is equal in the New Republic.
Yeah, that sounds a bit strange.
Why? Why is that strange to you?
Because not everybody's equal.
Ah, interesting thought. Why would you say why would you say that? You don't consider...
Darling, I have to wipe 12 droids. And I don't get paid by the hour.
So you're not up for a lively debate?
Not really interested now.
Well, if you ever do need that drink, you know where we are.
Oh, yes, but I got an impression that having a drink with you would lead to more of these discussions. I just drink to have a good time, not to question my life choices.
I will leave you to your droids then. Thank you, Varys.
Thank you. I'm so thoughtful of you.
I'm sure I'll see you around again.
Blessings.
Good. Put me out of my misery.
And you leave.
And I leave. Yep, that's fine. I'll go find the others.
Yeah. So, what the others of you are doing in the meantime?
Poking around. What
Yeah, I think
has
I'll be
been
sick of that.
left?
Yeah, looking through
So,
cupboards.
because of you guys have been involved with the rebellion efforts or in the war of secession, you're somewhat familiar with how an imperial facility would look like after being taken over. Burn papers, burn files, smash computers, sometimes booby traps. But in this case, that's not the case at all. Everything is left in their places. Some of the files seem to be missing, but most of the information is still there. The system is fully operational and it's not locked. It's very strange and very disconcerting. It's like people left thinking that they were going to come back shortly afterwards. And there is something even more interesting. In the last entries of the log, there are no mentions of an evacuation or a mass displacement or anything of the like.
What do the last entries say? Like, what are they covering?
They're saying that there has been a change in the region, and she has more progressive ideas than their predecessors.
Is it dated?
So
Like when are the last communications dated?
it's dated about 5 years ago, which you know that it was shortly before the Battle of Ender. Well, a couple of years before the Battle of Ender.
Right.
Are there other like physical signs of, I don't know, personal effects left behind or
Not really. The Empire tends to be very sterile on things like you would find some generic tokens like holoprojectors. So somebody, the picture of so and so standing next to a colleague in the Navy, or a hologram of a family picture, things like that, but not major information.
what about
Everything
things
is
like, say, like rations left in the refrigerator unit that were intended to be eaten for lunch later that day that are,
not that type of elements, but dry rations, the ones that last a long time, there are plenty.
So maybe it's more like they've kind of left planning to come back rather than they've just disappeared suddenly on the day, I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's certainly, it seems that this was not meant to be a long-term absence.
So there's still personal effects in the rooms and the offices. So not just like the photographs and things, but like clothing and personal items, as if they expect you to come back.
Uniforms, yes, there are uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any mention in the log of a planned expedition, like that they were taking all the stuff out somewhere, or
Make a computer roll.
Okay.
And this one is because you're messing with Imperial encryption.
Oh no.
This is 3 purples and 2 blacks.
Oh no.
Now, does anyone want to assist me with it? I've got 4 green, so if anyone's got any trained skills, we can do skilled assistance to kind of upgrade that.
I have
Yeah.
nothing in.
Yeah, it's one of my core skills. So
Yeah.
What have you got in it? What as far as you got in it? Yeah, how many have you got?
yeah, not that great. I've got 1 yellow, 1 green, but
1 yellow, green, green. Okay, so that means I can upgrade to 1 yellow and then keep.
Yeah.
So it'll be 1 yellow, 3 green.
And use the light side point.
And use a light side point.
Yeah.
Sure.
Are you going to use 1 light side point?
Yeah, we'll use
I
1
am
light
going
side
to use a dark side point too.
Oh.
Sure.
Oh, bollocks.
Ah.
All good. All right. Okay, so I think that gives me 2 yellow, 2 green, 1 red, 2 purple, 2 black. All right, let's see how we go.
The plethora of colours. Ooh, failed by 1.
Oh no.
Damn it.
Could have been worse.
Did very well considering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit
So,
hard to get anything out of this system. Hey,
given the general state of everything, you were expecting, okay, well, the system is then, but you realize that as you start asking more specific and more in-depth questions, the security protocols are engaged still, and you try to slice around it. There is a large amount of things that are encrypted and required. Well, there is no threats here, so we don't have to worry about the aftermath. It's just something that didn't occur. And the ambassador haven't passed by. Oh, doctor, anything interesting in the system?
Well, unfortunately, without the passwords, we haven't been able to get in much further. But seems like it was a relatively routine kind of log. There's no real clue of when and why they left.
I've noticed that there is a large amount of personal effects still lying around. Perhaps you and your companion may be able to see if there is any encryption pins lying around. I mean, it looks like they left and they were not planning for a long leave. So perhaps somebody forgot one in their uniform or something like that.
It's a good thought in the absence of a social angle with them all being gone. We can.
Otherwise,
whatnot.
When Varys it's done with the droids, I might try to get him to slice into the system.
How
But-
much can we trust this Ferris? Is he, really
well,
working
I
for
don't.
us? Or...
He used to work for our predecessors in this building, so
It's already-
he's happy to take the money. Let's put it that way. And he seems to be a very dedicated professional to his craft, but we don't know where his allegiances lie.
Is there any chance he could be an agent for the government, the Aquantra government?
I'm pretty sure that he is getting his pockets padded by the local government, yes. But since we lost a great deal of our equipment and some of our technical droids, we're going to have to rely on him and the local talent until we can broadcast a message back to the New Republic. So they sent us another vessel with enough cargo space and support for either evacuate or just provide better footing.
Understood.
Although I am reluctant to bring anything bigger than a small ship. I still don't have a read on the local government.
Yeah, that seems a priority.
On the plus side, the encryption system seems to be very good, and it links to the New Republic systems as we are piggybacking on Imperial technology. So, yay.
Silver linings.
Yes. And she keeps on thinking and she moves on. So, anything else that you guys are going to be trying to do this afternoon?
Want to poke through the personal effects, see if there's anything interesting other than.
Very good. Let's see. You're going to be rifling to people's privates thing. What this could be. Make a perception or skullduggery, whichever one. Perception would be, oh yeah, I need to methodically just going through things. Skullduggery is if I were going to hide something.
Yeah, no,
where
it's
would
just
I
if I am going to hide something, where would it be? Either
go for skullduggery.
looking for shiny trinkets and things as well, because
So the
Imperial.
difficulty is 3 purples and 1 black.
Oh,
okay. Now, do I have something to mitigate that?
I'm pretty sure you have something because you're a crook.
I am a perfectly legitimate business person.
Just keep saying it enough, they'll eventually
not
believe
so
it. It comes true.
You got it, Sharon?
Yeah, I'm just having a look. No, I have bumps to stealth and coordination, so not skullduggery.
Ooh, that was a triumph and it flipped.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
3 fails, 1 advantage.
Okay, so this is one of those funny type of results. It's like you actually didn't get what you wanted to do, but something good happened. So the way I'm saying it is you haven't found anything hidden of juicy material, but as you were rifling through people's privates, you actually found an encoder cylinder.
I have something that might be useful with the computers.
yes.
Very good. Well done.
So are you guys going to go back to the computer and try to access the seal log?
Yes.
Or what are you
Yeah.
guys going to do?
Yes.
Sounds good. Yep. Maybe I'll assist you this time, given that you've got
Okay.
the lead, so you can sort of upgrade to the 4 green or the 1 yellow, 3 green.
Was there difficulty and setback dice?
The difficulty, you're making me think again. 3 purples, 1 black, but also because you have the encoder, you have what blue?
1 blue. And because I remove 1 lack per rank of bypass security. This is bypass security, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
And
Yes.
so I get. So how many green am I getting from Dr. Mary?
So you take the lower of my, so basically 4 green, and then you add your skill upgrades to that. So it'll be if you've got one rank, then it'll be 1 and 3, 1 yellow, 3 green.
Oh, nice. 3 successes and 1 threat.
Okay, cool. I like that result. So, as you are going through things, you see that it is reported that a new officer is coming inbound to participate in the archaeological investigations in one of the moons. Dr. Chelilona Afra.
Love this character.
And
Yeah, I love
they
Dr.
were
Afra too. She's
searching an
a
archaeologist.
xenoarchaeologist.
Among other things, yep.
Yeah, chances are that none of you have heard of Dr. Afra. She moves in a rather specialized, had a bit of an asshole of a boss too, but okay. So, yeah. Yeah, she's been in the system for about, well, she arrived just a couple of days before the last entry in the log.
Do we know what she was looking at?
No, doesn't say it.
Where?
It's what it says is that she was coming to participate in the archaeological surveys of the region.
Yeah, we've always sort of briefed on that, so we need to look into what archaeology.
We haven't been briefed on a lot of things, Doctor. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
We're missing
Rather
large.
light operations, isn't it?
Don't know if it was by accident or design, but we are missing large tracts of information.
Well, there is a way to get an information about a place. Anyone fancy a evening ramble?
Yes?
Sure, sounds good.
Yeah.
Although it might be worth us maybe changing out of this attire if we don't want to draw too much attention to ourselves. Dress like the natives, you become a bit more invisible.
Good point. But where do we get such a attire from? Just
These wardrobes.
Yeah, you mean the ones that are filled with imperial attire?
What, you
Yeah.
mean they never wore
Probably
civilian
not.
clothing?
No.
should we
Oh,
dress up in those? And, no, they're Imperials. They went to bed in those.
apparently.
They sleep in uniform.
They're Imperials.
have-
They didn't sleep.
They have regulation uniform for pajamas.
Well, that's no fun.
Well, is our new friend Varys still around?
Yes, he's running late because somebody was chewing his ear off.
I make no apology.
So Vazia will go and find him, and because he mentioned before that he lacks her style, she's going to ask him the best place in the area to upgrade her style, because this was my favorite jacket.
Oh, terribly sorry that you got caught up in whatever nasty business you guys got tangled up. But then again, that's what happens when you get too close to all these very powerful people. They're trying to kill each other. They're never happy with their billions of credits. They always have to have one up on you.
I mean, I was just
So,
hired to fly the ship, and now there's
yes.
a hole in my ship and a hole in my favorite jacket. So
I feel it for you. I feel it for you, Doc.
So yeah, maybe something a bit, I don't know, a bit new. Cheer me up.
Yeah. Oh, look, there is. He gives you the name of a couple of stores and said, but also if you don't like anything of these places, I can recommend you my personal buy.
Be lovely. Because your style.
Just let me know how you. And if this is not good enough for you, I'll make it work. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to finish wiping these droids because I'm running late. Your friend just kept on talking and talking and talking, and oh god, such a boring thing. Oh, people is equal, blah blah blah.
Oh, I'm sorry. She's been a bit sheltered in her life, so
You
you have
think?
to make
Yeah. Okay. Well, poor girl. Can't blame persons for that. Anyway,
So
he goes back and keep on working on the droids.
take his recommendation for a talia and
Hmm?
go get some new clothes.
Yep. This city is quite big, and as you guys are expecting nightfall to be around according to your chronographs, would be about, what, 7 p.m. or thereabouts. You guys go out to the street and it's still bright daylight as
On
you are on
rotation.
the dayside planets.
Yes.
Yeah.
And however, you can see that people is the sort of traffic is slightly different, and you see that a lot of the skyhooks that were before are not hanging out in the sky. They just moved out. So you can infer that the wealthy people actually enjoy day and night properly, but the ones that are land bound, they just have to stick up with the season. And probably in the embassy, you guys have blackouts. However, in the directions that he pass on, they're underground shopping complexes. So the light is controlled, so it's projecting on the roof night side scenes and stars, and so it's quite soothing, and you see that people is actually in wind down mode and having dinner. So if you're going to go shopping, you can utilize credits. They would take some form of exchange, so they're good to take your money.
Yeah, it's a case of replacement jacket.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'd like to pick up some, general local attire as well, just for blending in purposes.
One nice set and one street set.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Going for something that looks sort of what the average general member of the public might wear in the street.
Yep.
What are the people wearing in the street?
Oh, look, he's not too dissimilar to the Coruscant fashion. However, Coruscant is a planet that is quite dry and very industrial. The level of pollution is high. Think Beijing, heavily industrialized, a lot of pollution. So people tend to be dressed in layers. This planet, well, it's closer to the star, so the temperature are all around warm, but also it has a lot of foliage because they have built their buildings in such a manner that it can cater for natural spaces too. So the degree of humidity, there's actually humidity, there is running wind, and the overall environment feels fresher, which tells you that there are, at least in the close proximity of this city, there are no heavy industries. As you don't see the horrendous smoke clouds just billowing and rolling down on the population.
What is the main
And
industry
everybody
of this
looking
planet?
like, you don't know?
Another oversight.
We go get some
Secrets to
basic
that.
children's geography textbooks or something from a bookshop and
You can get that. Yes.
learn the basics. Yeah.
Yeah, what makes the world go like function as
Okay.
a society?
So I'm going to go left to right, and you guys tell me what you're doing. So, Dr. Mary, you're going to go and find some books of
Yep.
like general culture
Yep.
and knowledge. Katie, what are you going to be doing?
I'm going to be observing the people.
Observing people. Okay.
Yeah.
Just like gawking at them, or
No. Like I'm going to use a little bit of my sort of streetwise nature and just listen to conversations, try and glean what the people are talking about. I mean, there's sort of conversation going on about the attack. Unless they happen all the time, it's got to be, yeah. So I'm going to try and glean some information.
so you're basically going to try to chat up people.
Yeah.
How?
Well, I'm not going to talk to them. I'm just going to shadow them.
Like there's a couple having a conversation, and like, yeah, how's the weather, guys? Like,
Yeah. I don't have to go up to them. They don't have to notice I'm there. I'm invisible.
So you're going to use force.
Yeah. A little bit of a mind trick.
Okay. I would like for you to do a force roll, please.
All right.
Too
Okay.
late. It's good.
That's good. So what are you trying to get out of this?
I'm trying to see if I can, find information about what they know about the attacks. So, do they know about any terrorist organizations?
Well,
Do they know, what are they saying
you find
about the
something
government?
overwhelmingly common in everybody. There has been no news of the attack.
Interesting. And what are they saying about the government? Is there any gossip about the leaders?
So I'm going to give you 2 more questions because this was an okay roll. Yes, there is a conservative faction, which is not the one that is holding the seat of power right now. And there is the progressive faction, which is the one that is pushing for the contract to build diplomatic relations with the new republic. The conservative faction, it's more like, let's seize up all the assets, or they just want to take over whatever was left from the imperial and just use it for the benefit of the system and just self-develop in isolation.
Mm-hmm.
And you got one more question.
Is there any talk about the lady that we saw when we first arrived? Is she the leader?
Yes, she is the head of the Progressive Party.
Is there any talk about like her name or
Yeah, I give you guys her
personal
name.
details? Yep, I know, I've forgotten.
Her name is Queen Arita.
Queen.
Well,
Does she have any family?
Does she have any
Family. Like, is there
I already
husband?
gave you your 2. I already gave you your 2 questions.
Okay, all right.
Give you like 2.5 questions, Katie.
Yeah. But it was a pretty good one. So.
Yeah, no, it was good. Okay, Sharon.
Clothing store.
Yep.
And
The cloth is super lively, very garish. I mean, there are things that suit your persona.
perfect. And chat up the salesperson. Try and get gossip.
Yeah, she pretty much cries when you explain the buckle of your jacket. So she pretty much makes a brand new outfit for you. Think of the ones from Cyberpunk, the ones that have LEDs embedded, something like that. It's actually pretty cool. And yeah, well, she's like, oh, things have been getting bad. There's a lot of gangs popping up everywhere, a lot of people demanding bribes and payments, and the government seems to be more focused on their own internal squabbles.
Always the way, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they only have time for themselves, not for the little people. It's kind of disappointing because we thought that when the empire left, things would get a bit better, as the empire had a pretty obnoxious influence on the local government. They created a lot of costumes and prejudice, and she's humanoid too, but she's not as yourself. She's from a near human type race. She's a Celtron. Not sure if you guys know what a Celtron is.
No.
A Celtron, these are these very androgynous type looking persons, but they're tremendously beautiful, right? So the males are very androgynous looking. The females look like an absolute bombshell, and they have this aura that makes them super attractive.
So I want to see if I can get out of her if the gangs moved in after the Empire left, or if they got more powerful, and if they're running a protection racket amongst the businesses.
Oh, said darling, it's always been the status quo. It's just they were more discreet during the Empire days. These days, they're just very brazen because there is no one to stop them.
Okay. And if she knows the name of the gang and their leader's name, or am I pushing my luck?
Yeah, you're way pushing it way.
But I'm charming.
Make a roll. It's actually 4 purple, 2 black.
4 purple, 2 black, 1 light point.
Oh no, I failed.
And you got a threat. As you keep on pushing with questions, you see that her friendliness kind of starts dying down, and he drops the dulcet tones and said, "Look, I'm going to give you a piece of advice, and I hope that you listen to me. Organized crime here is serious business, and they don't muck around. And if I were you, I would stop asking. They don't take kindly this sort of things. And I would appreciate if you leave. It's past my closing time."
Wow. Thank you for your time.
Mm-hmm.
Just wanted to know, being new here, where to avoid. Damn it.
Yes. Close the gate behind you. Amaya, what are you doing?
Very similar to Dr. His, actually. I want to go into a store that has maps. So maps of the city and of the terrain in the area. So almost like an atlas, if you will. Electronic and hard copy. You can learn a lot from maps.
That's one of those things that may require a rarity check. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, this is a sort of a rare thing. Are you wanting just the basic topography element?
Topography, yes, but the more detailed I can get, the better. And historical maps as well.
So that has a level of rarity, so which means that it's not easy to come by. The level of rarity is 8. So what you're looking for is most likely in a historical archive.
Yep.
So you're not going to find it in your run-of-the-mill shop.
A library,
They
perhaps?
could. Well, you don't know where the library is.
Not yet. I can ask. I'm lost. I need a map.
Let's see what's a social skill here. Give me a charm roll. Playing the damsel in distress. Oh, it's my first day. I'm lost. Blah blah blah.
Just standard flat roll. 2 difficulty.
Yeah, 2 difficulty, 1 black.
Oh, 1 black. Alright. Oh, failed.
Yeah,
but I get 2 advantages.
The couple that you're talking to, they kind of look at you. Your universal translator is working because
good start.
You can understand as they're talking. But when you start asking things like, "Oh, I would like to see history and this and that," they both kind of frown on you and like, "No, you know what? Sorry, we're running late," and they just leave without saying much. But from close by to you, you hear a laugh.
Turn around. Something amusing.
There is. Oh, you! I find you hilarious.
Who am I looking at? What am I looking at?
You are seeing this man.
Yep. So tall, dark, and broody.
And having a cigarette.
Omaya looks at him and goes, "I'm glad you find me entertaining. It wasn't my true purpose, but if you insist."
You would think that somebody that has access to force powers would exert a bit more caution.
So, you saw that, did you?
I felt it.
I didn't realise having force powers was so notable in this place. Probably should have realised coming into an Imperial enclave, but I still do find it odd. And you felt it.
Well, I think it's...
You're what, like...
It's more common sense, Amaya. You don't go flaunting. What can you do?
Well, it seems you have me at a massive disadvantage since you know my name, and I don't even know yours.
That's right.
Oh, we're going to keep it that way, are we?
Most likely.
I would have thought parents would have taught you some manners, but if you want to go all dark and mysterious, that's perfectly fine by me. I
They
will
died
play your game.
in an accident. Thank you for reminding me. I grew up as an orphan.
So what do you want? Other than to chide me.
They are keeping an eye on you. What you did scared a lot of people.
I am not a threat to them.
They made the fair.
So, why are you helping me then?
I am not. I'm helping myself.
How does this help you?
You see, I happen to know where you're staying. And there
Everyone
is something
knows where I'm
from
staying.
that building that I actually need.
Is there really?
So you get it for me.
Yep.
And we'll tell you why people here is so nervous about the Force users.
Tell you what, I get it for you. You tell me why they're scared of Force users, and you get me some maps of the city.
No,
No,
I don't trust your judgment.
a map is just...
You are going to get yourself killed.
No, that's not my plan.
Your lack of control put you in the spotlight of everybody.
My lack of control helped to resolve that situation.
At the expense of putting a target on your back. So how does that assist your cause? You would have thought that somebody from some form of training would understood the notion of control.
She looks at him and kind of gives him a little spin. Are you trying to bait me? 'Cause it's not going to work.
Bait you into what? I didn't tell you to force push somebody out of a floating platform.
She said it was an act of self-defense, and I won't apologize for it.
Yeah, well, that's abundantly clear.
But
You have the same hubris as them.
I'll take your words on board. So,
Let me know if you have a deal.
how do I contact you?
He leaves a small communicator on the bench and he starts walking in the direction of an exit.
What is it? What is it that you want?
No, that's not how it works. You commit and then you get the information.
Alright, I'll be seeing you, tall, dark, and handsome, I'm sure.
Oh, handsome. Right.
Okay, flattery will not get you everywhere. Contrary to what your friend may think. And as he is walking in the direction, make a perception roll, please.
Goody, goody. I'm going to use one light side as well.
Yep.
Oh, good.
Oh, finally! Oh, I killed it! That's
Yes.
3 successes and 1
Yay.
advantage.
Okay, so as he is leaving the court where you are looking at the com and you look back where he's going and you see that another figure joins him. And it's a woman. It's a woman that you have recently seen her picture. And it's the so-called Dr. Afra. And they live together. And that's where we're going to live for tonight.
Oh,
How very mysterious. What were you going to say, Sharon? You're going to literally explode.
Oh, I was just like, were these the 2 people on the
I think so.
the people that were
sniper?
the shooting. I've been thinking about them all day. Like, who were there?
I think so. Alright.
Unless we're completely on the wrong track yet again, because we do that.
No, that has never happened.
No, never.
That's when the GM
We're
puts
really
out
good
the
at
clue
these
stick
games.
and beats
We
us.
understand the clues.
No, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for joining us on this epic voyage through the Star Wars galaxy. We hope you enjoy exploring the Force, iconic characters, and untold stories from the far reaches of the universe. Remember, the Force will be with you always. Please support us and subscribe to the show on Twitch and YouTube.